How to use auto ductline checking in PractiCAD. PractiCAD has an automatic that was designed to help you recognize where the ends of your ductline are. This automatic can be used to also locate if there's a break in your ductline, which has broken your ductline integrity, and therefore PractiCAD thinks that the duct is separated. There are two ways of using this automatic. You can either go into the auto ductline checking icon in the automatic panel, right on your PractiCAD ribbon as we've highlighted here, or we can design a one-touch click automatic and put it in our automatic bin. In this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the area of duct we have on the drawing, and we're going to go into the auto ductline checking icon, and we're going to cover all the options we have here. The first option we have for ductline checking is the mark size option. Just like the auto collision detection, we can control the size of the mark that PractiCAD's going to put on the drawing when there happens to be either the end of the duct line or a break in the duct line. You can see here currently the mark size happens to be 20. If we were to press OK and run this auto ductline checking automatic, you can see here that we've got 3 marks on the drawing which are representing the 3 ends of the duct line. Obviously, if we have a mark inside of a duct line, that would mean that there must be a break in the duct line. And the size of that mark that we have here happens to be whatever the value of mark size is. So the mark size was 20. That would mean that if we measured this mark from one end to another, it would be 20 inches long. So we can control the size of these marks by controlling that value. The second option we have in ductline checking currently is the option to show marks before appending. If this option is checked, before PractiCAD puts the marks on the drawing to indicate the end of the duct line, it will open up the partial view feature and display the marks there. There are separate tutorials on how to utilize the partial view feature. After we exit out of the partial view feature, we can then choose to either have the marks be placed on the drawing, or we can uncheck this box and the marks will not be added to the drawing. You'll notice that this option is only available if in fact we've checked show marks before appending. So here what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's show marks before appending, and we're going to check append marks to drawing. Now we're going to press OK. Now before PractiCAD puts these marks on the drawing indicating the breaks in the duct line, it actually opens up the partial view feature. Here we can utilize anything we offer inside the partial view feature. Once we've done working in the partial view, we can now exit out, and now because we chose to append the marks to the drawing, PractiCAD will put the marks right at the end of all the duct line. Of course, once again, we're indicating a break in the duct line right here. The clear collision layer before checking option is identical here as it is in the auto collision automatics. Essentially what it means is if in fact we check this box and we have marks already on the drawing, we would like PractiCAD to remove those marks and then add the new marks that we are going to create during this automatic. For example, if we scroll down here, you can see that we've already got one of the marks on the drawing. And we've only highlighted this particular duct line. So we're actually not trying to find out the end of the duct line before this boot tap. We only want to get marks on this duct line. If we go to run the automatic with this button unchecked and press OK, you can see that what it does is it appends the new marks to the old mark. It doesn't clear the old mark. However, if we would like to run the same automatic, and we're going to come into the auto ductline checking icon, but we would like PractiCAD to clear the marks that are already on the drawing, basically replace the old marks with the new marks, we can use clear collision layer before checking. Now what's going to happen, as you can see here, we do have a mark on the drawing. However, when we go to press OK and run the automatic, PractiCAD replaces the new ones with the old ones. After you've chosen your options above, now you need to choose your selection parameters. There are only 3 current selection choices. Would we like this automatic to run off interactive selection, which would mean that we would press the OK button and then PractiCAD in the command line would prompt us to select entities. We'd select the entities, then we'd hit enter, then it would run the automatic. That's interactive selection. All drawing would mean that we're just going to apply this automatic to the entire drawing all at one time. And current selection is what we've been using thus far for this tutorial. That means that we highlight the entities we'd like to use first, as we've done here. Then they are currently selected, so we choose the option current selection, and when we press OK, PractiCAD runs the automatic on the currently selected items. In the section for mark color, we have two choices. The first choice is to choose the end of duct line mark color. Currently, we have it set as red. If we come over here and click on the line, a little dialog box will open up, and we can click on the dialog box and we'll open up the select color field. Here we can choose the color of the marks. If we would like the end of duct line to be marked with green, all we can do is change the color to green, press OK, and now all of the marks on the drawing will be green, indicating the end of duct line. The second part of mark color currently is the choice to choose the color for the marks indicating incompatible connectors. The duct line checking serves two functions. First, to show marks at the end of duct lines. Thus far in these tutorials, that's all we've been showing. How to utilize duct line checking to recognize a break in a duct line. However, PractiCAD is also capable of showing us wherever we have two connectors that are not compatible. Now, there are tutorials on the ductwork options and the option that allows you to connect connectors that are not compatible. If that option is checked so we can have incompatible connectors on the drawing, PractiCAD can highlight with the mark two connections that don't belong to each other. So what we're going to do here is we're going to press OK. And you can see here that when we run the automatic this time, we've got red marks indicating the end of duct line, but right here we've got a yellow mark, which is indicating incompatible connectors. And you can see that if we click on this duct here and go to the property box, that the connector in of this duct is slip and drive. However, the connector out of this duct is TDF, which means that we have an incompatible connector, therefore we're showing a mark of a different color.